We headed for my house. Training camp. Joey was my coach. First, he said, that crybaby stuff? Gotta go. How? I said. You still have your E.T. movie, don't you? Sure. My parents had given me the movie on videotape for my birthday. I'll bet you start bawling every time E.T. dies, don't you? Well, follow me. We stuck my E.T. cassette in our VCR and ran it fast forward to where E.T. dies. Or everybody thinks he dies. As usual, the waterworks came on. My eyes, my cheeks were like Niagara Falls. Joey punched rewind, stop, play. E.T. died again. I cried again. So it went, time after time. Until, on the 22nd try, Joey ran his fingertip across my cheek and nodded. Dry. He turned on the light and got in my face like a doctor. Your eyes are a little watery, but nothing's falling out of them. He held out his hand. You're on your way, rat. I gave him 5. Next was spiders. Joey found one, trapped it in a paper cup, and brought it to me. I was sweating and shaking. Hold out your hand, he said. I can't, I told him. You want Judy Billings to like you or not? Well, what if it's a black widow? I shuddered. It's not. Or a tarantula. It's a little white house spider. Hold out your hand. I can't. It won't move. Joey made it move. He grabbed my hand and dumped the spider onto it. He was right. It was a little white house spider. But to me it looked like a tarantula. I screamed and flipped it away. When we got to the 9th little white house spider, I was still flipping, but I was doing it silently. Joey sighed. Well, at least we got rid of that scream. He clapped his hands. Okay, up to the roof. No, I said. Move, he said. I went upstairs like I was walking to the gallows. Even more than spiders, I'm scared of high places. Joey steered me to my bedroom window. He made me open it. Out, he said. No, I said. Outside my window is the roof of our front porch. No way, I said. I sat on my bed. I finally agreed to do it under 2 conditions. 1, I take off my shoes and socks to get a better grip on the roof. 2, we tie me to a rope. We tied one end of the rope to the bed. The other end, good and tight, went around my chest, under my arms. I climbed out. I sat on my windowsill. Out, he said, to the edge. I lowered myself from the sill. I sat on the roof. I dug my fingers and toes and rear end into the pebbly shingles. I inched forward. My heart felt like an exploding football in my chest. I was halfway to the edge when the sidewalk below started to get wavy. Then the bushes got fuzzy. Then everything was turning around like the inside of a clothes dryer. Next thing I knew, I was hanging off the edge of the porch roof, swinging in the air above the front steps. Just then Zipper Nose came out. The look on her face said, I'm imagining I see my brother hanging from the roof. I'm having a hallucination. Call somebody, I told her. Get me down from here. She half turned, ready to obey me for the first time in her life. Then she spotted my feet. My bare feet. This time the look on her face said, I may never get this chance again as long as I live. She rushed me. She grabbed my legs in a bear hug and started tickling the bottoms of my feet. We, the Mortons, are a ticklish family. Extremely. By the time my mother finally came out and chased Zipper Nose off and got me down, I was about dead from laughing. For my next test, Joey led me to the little kids' playground at the park. What are we doing here? I asked him. You'll see, he said. We waited, watching the little kids. After a while, Joey said, You hungry? A little, I said. For a Twinkie? Yeah. Spongy cake, creamy inside? I love them. Go for it, said Joey. He pointed to a little kid. He was eating a Twinkie with one hand. The other hand held another Twinkie. He don't need to, Joey whispered. I can't, I said. Take care of number 1. I can't. Judy Billings. Judy Billings. The kid was passing us. I reached out. I snatched the uneaten Twinkie. The kid howled bloody murder. I shoved the Twinkie back in his hand and took off. Last test, last chance. We hung around my room waiting for my mother to ask me to do something. When she does, Joey said, "You know what to say." Sure enough, pretty soon my mom showed up. She said, "Suds, will you excuse yourself from Joey long enough to empty your wastebasket, please?" Silence. Joey waiting. My mother waiting. Judy Billings waiting. The world waiting. I couldn't stand it. Maybe if she hadn't smiled. Maybe if she hadn't said please. I said, "Okay, Mom." As soon as my mother left the room, Joey gave a disgusted grunt. He pointed to my one-eyed teddy bear. "I guess you're not going to throw that baby thing away either, are you?" I looked at the bear, at him, in shock. "Nah, I didn't think so," he sneered. "Better forget it, Morton. You'll never hack it as a rat." He got up and left. I emptied my basket. I figured Joey was right. I figured I was dumping my chances with Judy Billings out with my trash. But I didn't figure on what happened Monday at school.